So good morning everyone. Today we will come with a very interesting lecture that is over the domain and subtypes. As I am getting so much request from all over the country, and the many students are actually asking, so how we will actually going to do this domain and subtype in ArcGIS Pro. So that's why this lecture will be the very interesting lecture. Okay, so I will request everyone, please check the full lecture so that you will get a full idea about the domain and subtype concept. Okay, and obviously you should subscribe my channel. Okay, so that is one of the request, and share as much as possible whatever the video you like. Okay, anyway, so now the lecture which we will going to start over the domain and subtype, as you seen it here. The very first things which we will going to do, that is I just open a project, any project you just open. Okay, and I just give this particular map name as a domain and subtype, just like this. Okay, if you go in a properties, I just change the name type, whatever you want you can give it. Okay, so here I am giving this domain and subtypes. Now under this project we have the catalog panel. So in the catalog panel we have this database. Okay, so in the database what I am going to do, I am going to create a new geodatabase. Under a geodatabase we will create a new feature class. Under the feature class we will going to create the domain and subtypes. Okay, so that we will going to explain. So here in a new database, if you see here, I am just simply click on new file geodatabase. Okay, so in the new file geodatabase, or you can create it whatever database if you want. Okay, so if you want to add a new database that you can you want to add, or you can go for the new file database, so that you can do. Okay, so whatever you feel good, you can go for it. But anyway, I am just going to add whatever database I have. Okay, so that database I am just going to or you can create a new file database on a local computer networks. Okay, so that also you can give. So you can give a name as a test. Okay, I am just click on the save. So if you just go and refresh, so just see here, you will get a new geodatabase that is called test.gdb. okay, so under this test.gdb, what I am going to create, I am going to create a road feature class. Okay, so how we are going to create a road feature class, let's see. So now my geodatabase is ready, so I am just going to do the right click. Okay, and we can go to the new again, and under this we can create a feature class. Okay, so let's create a feature class first. So in this feature class I am just giving this name as a road. Okay, so here also alias name you can give as a road. So obviously the roads will be your line type, so you can select it here as a line. Okay, and then next you can go to create a category here. Okay, so whatever the different types of the road, I will going to create as a category. Okay, so category wise we are going to create it. So let's first we can give click a field here and give a name as a category. Okay, so category, either you can make it just click on enter, or you just make it either short integer, or you can make it as a long integer. Okay, so for this case I am just going to create it as a short integer. Another things also you can add with the row, that is the lanes. Okay, so that also you can create like a lane. Okay, so lane also you can give either it is one lane or two lane. Okay, so like 2 lanes minimum we are actually considering, so like that you can go for the 2 lanes. So here also you can select it as a short integer. Okay, another things which we will going to give, that is with the ownership of the road, like it may be the national highway, it may be the local authority is the owner, or the district authority will be the owner. So whatever it will be the ownership, so who is the owner of this particular road property, so that also you can make a category. So you can make it as a name as a ownership. Okay, so ownership as it is by name, so we can make it as a text. Okay, so rest I am not changing anything, so you can simply go to the next. Okay, so I am not going to change any projection system. I am going to take by default this base map projection systems only, that is YouTube WGS94 marketer projections will be fine for me. Okay, so next, and you can make it finish. So see here, a new feature class road will generated here. Okay, so this is a very fast concept of how we are actually going to create a road feature class. Okay, so now if you want to going to create a domain or subtype, then how we will going to create it from here. So here you are already selected as a road, so if you want to make this road some deep color so that we can identifying it, so you can make it from here. Okay, and you can make it little so that you can able to see this in a good symbology. And then next is how we're going to open this features domain and subtypes. Okay, so from where we are actually going to open. So this is two ways. See here, you are right click on this, or you can go for the data design. Okay, so in the data designs you have domain, field, subtypes, attributes. So all these informations you can able to create it from here. Either you can create from the domain, or you can create the subtypes, okay, field. So everything you can create it from here also. And under the feature layer, okay, so here also you just see there is a data domain is out there. Okay, in that particular feature class. Okay, so that is a data, there is one feature class will come, means one tab will come. So you click on this tab, so there also you have options for the field, subtypes, domains also. Okay, so from these both places you can able to open or add the domain and subtypes. So both sided you can able to create your domains. Okay, so first I am going to create you one domain, and let's see how we're going to create the domain first. Okay, so in this case, if you see here, you select the road and you click on this domain. So once you click on this domain, so then you have options to create a domain name, and means whatever you want to add it here, so that you can give it here also. Like here, first one I am giving name as a you can say the ownership. So this will be my first ownerships. Okay, so that descriptions whatever you want, if you want to add you can add, otherwise the ownerships I can give it as the text. And what another one is your lane. Okay, so the lane also you can measure it as a short integer. Okay, so like that two things will be there. And in the ownerships you have the domain type. You just see here we have two types, either you can go for the coded value domain, another we can go for the range value domain. So first one in the ownership, suppose I am going for the coded value domain. Okay, so in the coded value domain, so I am just giving the code 1 for, suppose the ownership will be national highway. Okay, so now I give the 2 code for, suppose the ownership of like private ownership. Okay, so private ownership, so national highway authority, or you can go for the private authority. Third one is, I think I just make it as a PPP, suppose public provident authority. Okay, so public prosecuted people, like that I am giving one authority name. Another one is you can say category 4, which I am giving as a local authority, LH. So local highway or local authority. Okay, so that is a 4 category I just created under ownership. Okay, and that I just created as a domain, as a coded value domain that I created. Okay, and that will be in a NH, private, PPT, and a local authority. Okay, these are the ownership of this. Similarly, for the case of the lane, okay, so the lane I am just going to use a range domain. Okay, so range domain is basically we will give a certain range for this particular domain, so that in that particular range only it will show you, it will take the value whenever we are going to create a new feature and we will try to add attribute. So within this particular range only, if that value will fall, then only it will giving the permission to add. Okay, so let's see how we are going to do that. So now you just see, once I am selecting for this range domain, so it is asking me for the minimum and maximum value. So I am just giving the minimum maximum value. Suppose it should be minimum 2 lane, or maximum suppose it will be 6 lane. Okay, the range should be in between the lane. Whenever I am going to select, I am going to add the attribute during that time. If I give any value between 2 to 6, it will going to take, but if I give a value 1 or if I give a value 7, it will not giving me permission to save this data. Okay, so first I created my domain, so I'm just going to click it over save. So once I save it, so my domains is ready. Okay, so now my domain is ready, so I'm going to start editing over that. Okay, so let's start how we're going to do that. So now let's go back to this domain types here. So now I'm going to digitize some road of some cities. Okay, so I will just going to the map and go to the local, and I will search like Kolkata. Gorfa. So my location, I just search it here. Okay, so this is the Gorfa, Kolkata, and suppose there is a highway. This is the main major highway. Okay, so I'm just going to create some roads over here so that I can make some category over it. Okay, so that is here. Basically, I'm just going to trying to draw the road. Okay, so now before starting that, we will see about this field. Okay, so the road with the field which we are actually created. So if you go in a edit, okay, so sorry, before starting the editing, I just want to show you over the data. If you click over this field, so that you can able to see the field of that particular things. Okay, like you just see you are creating for the low land and ownerships. Okay, and under the domain for the load, you can see here. Okay, so you can able to see this is the lane. Okay, and the ownerships also you can see the ownerships will come. Okay, now the domain and ownerships also it is coming here. Okay, so that we are actually trying to make it in here. So I'm just going there. Okay, so I'm going back to this domain, and here we will try to do some digitizing. Let's start to do some digitizing. Okay, so for this you can go to the edit, and here you have options, create feature window. So here there's a road is also there, so you can click on this and you can simply draw a road. Suppose I'm just drawing for that. So this is the very first road I just digitize. Okay, so we are actually created this line. Now you see whenever we are clicking on this attribute, so the selected attribute options will come. So here you just see under the category. So category still we are not doing anything because it is, I am just saving it for the next part, that subtypes. Okay, so but you can see under the lane, you can see you can give a name information. Suppose I can give 1, you can give 2 to 3, anything it will be taken. But if I click on this one, so see that the value will coming 0 because my range is actually coming between 2 to 6. So if you give 4, so it will taken, but if you give here suppose 7 and if you click enter, so again the value will coming wrong. Okay, so because I am giving a category, it is as 1 2 to 7, so you should give some value which is range between the 2 to 7. Now ownerships, you can give the ownership. This is for the National Highway Authority will be the ownership, so I can select it for this. Okay, so as of now I am not going to select anything. Okay, I am just going to delete this one. Okay, so that is also I am not going to save anything for this particular right now. Okay, so discard I am just doing, yes, discard, yeah. Okay, so I am just going to go to discard everything because I am just what I want actually, I want to add the road with the domain types also. That also I want to add it here now. So that's why what I am going to see you already seen. If I go in a data, okay, I already shown you what will be my domains will be there, so that you already seen here. Okay, my domains are lane and ownerships. Okay, so we will give the lane as a range domain. Okay, so that will be this, and ownerships will be the coded domain. Okay, so that is with the National Highway. So lane will be the coded domain. Okay, so that is you already seen. And we also have the field types. Okay, so the field types also you seen it here, so you can see the field. So I also make it as a field, as a lane and ownerships, and my domain will be the lane and ownership. So that I just create it like that. Okay, now we are going to create a subtypes. Okay, so I'm just selecting this. Okay, I will go and click on this subtypes. So under this we are actually going to make a category. I mean, under that particular domain we want to create a subtypes over there. So subtypes, subtypes, you can say you can say the tree category. So under the tree category you have two category, like one is pine, one is alpine. Okay, so that will be subtypes. Now you can go for the domain. So subtype domain means, suppose in a pine that will be white pine, then a red pine, pink pine, or you can say in alpine that oak, you can give a large leaves oak, middle leaf oaks, or small leaf oaks. Like that we are actually creating a category. Okay, so that's we are actually going to create here as a subtypes of other roads. Okay, so let's see how we're going to do that. Now in the subtype we have this create manage tool. So if you click on this create manage tool, so here you can create the subtypes under the two things, the category and lane. So we already did lane for the domain, so now we are going to use this category field for the subtypes. So see the first code, suppose I am just giving as 1 and that descriptions will be national highway, then I give as a 2, so that will be my state highway. Okay, and then 3, that will be my district highway. Okay, and then fourth category which I am going to create, okay, so that will be my local highway. Okay, so these are the 4 category which we created over here. Okay, so let's click on OK. So now my categories are ready. You just see this there is a category which I created according to that means the different national highway authority, state highway authority, district authority, and the local highway authority. Okay, so I just click on the save. So now my subtype is also ready. So if you see here, okay, so if I go now in edit and click on this create, okay, so this is my road options. Okay, so that is now came hit here. Okay, so we will going to start now to see how to do the digitizing over this. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so as you seen, as of now I have only the road category only, but I want to digitize the road according to the category. So I'm just closing this create feature window as of now. So what I want, I will select this, I go to the feature layer. Okay, so under this symbology we can go for the unique values. So if you click on this unique values field, so you have options to select the field. Okay, so under this you can see the category options, you will get it here. Okay, so now this is the different category field according to the different color. So this is actually going to show you. Okay, so this is actually going to show you. So if you don't want to require this particular field, so you can remove this field and you want only this category should be there. So that only it will be there for the digitization purpose whenever you start the editing. So only this much will going to show you. So let's start and see the category now in the editing toolbar also. So select the road, go to the edit, click on this create feature. Now you see. Okay, so now according to the district highway, local highway, national highway, and state highway, whatever category you want, you can select that particular category and you can draw. So accordingly the color of the road is also going to change. Okay, so that is how we are actually differentiate you in a category by using the subtypes. Now if you start the digitizing, so that it will going to clear for you. Okay, so how we are actually going to create it. Okay, so I'm just going to click on this national highway. Okay, I'm just simply drawing this particular line. Okay, so now my line is ready, and if you try to click on this attribute, so you have to fix the attribute for this. So now you can see here the category is by default selected as a national highway. Only thing is you need to give as a lane. So your range will be 2 to 6. So within that you can select any lane 4, and now your category of ownership. So national highway authority is only the the owner of this particular road. So you can select it as a national highway authority. Okay, ownership will be national highway, category is the national highway, and this is a 4 lane. Okay, so simply click on apply. So now once you did this, you can click on the save. So this is how we are actually using. So suppose if I clear this, okay, see the line color, it will be matched with the national highway color. Okay, So similarly you can go for any others also, like if you go in a category, if you go for the district highway, so okay, so and you can select any road which will be the district highway road. Okay, so like that I am just creating, and you just see if you click on this attribute window, so by default it is selecting as a district highway. So now this will be suppose a 2 lane, so you can give as a 2. Okay, so it will take in, and this will be suppose the district highway, so maybe it is be owned by the private, so you can select by the private. Okay, simply click on apply. Okay, and if you clear this, you see the color, it will match exactly with the district highway, so you can save your data. So whatever editing you did, you can save it. So this is the way how you can use this domain and subtypes using a different types of category of your roads which you have to represent using by this domain and subtypes. I hope you understand this this process, okay, how we are actually using this domain and subtypes in ArcGIS Pro. So many people have actually confusions to use or creating this domain and subtypes. So I hope this tutorial video will help you to understand how to use this domain and subtypes. So that's all from my side for today. So thank you everyone. So if you like this video, please share with others, and please subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.